Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? Welcome back to Knicks Media. This is Richie. In this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts of the updated reports that we're getting about the New York Knicks and Donovan Mitchell with the Utah Jazz. So according to Shams of The Athletic, there's a lot of teams that are expressing interest in Donovan Mitchell, and that's not a shock. I think every Knicks fan understands that the Knicks are not the only team that's going to be calling Utah Jazz to get Donovan Mitchell, but it is interesting to see which teams are interested in Donovan Mitchell, because according to this report, there's like 5 teams that expressed interest, but it still seems like the Knicks remain to be the favorite. But at the same time, there is something interesting about this that Shams says is that reported negotiations have been progressing slowly, and the two sides are nowhere near closing in on a trade to bring Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks. So in this video, I want to give you guys my thoughts of this report from Shams of The Athletic. We're going to be referencing a Bleacher Report article that is referencing Shams in this video. So if you guys want to check out those articles down below for yourself, I'll leave it down below if you guys want to click on that so you can read it. And yeah, man, I feel like this is a situation that's been dragged on for a long time, and I had a feeling this is going to happen whenever we got the initial report that the Knicks and the Utah Jazz were talking about Donovan Mitchell trade. It's not going to happen today. It's not going to happen in a week. It's going to happen in 2 to 3, 4 weeks if it ever does happen. So before we hop into the video, guys, I just want to mention, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We got a lot of Knicks content coming your way leading up until training camp in the preseason, all that great stuff here on Knicks Media. So again, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever Knicks Media makes a video or goes live. Also, like the video if you guys enjoy. I really greatly appreciate that. And do not forget to comment down below your thoughts of where you stand on this whole Donovan Mitchell situation. I know that I've made a lot of videos on here, but I'd really love hearing your guys' opinions down below, because I can tell that a lot of Knicks fans are butting heads on what they want the Knicks to do for this team in terms of trading for Donovan Mitchell or not. Love to hear what you guys have to say down below in the comments. So let's get right into the article posted on Bleacher Report, written by Tyler Conway, that is referencing Shams' article from The Athletic and Stadium. So basically what this article is saying is the Knicks and the Heat are reportedly not alone in their pursuit of Donovan Mitchell. The Wizards, Raptors, Hornets, Kings, and Hawks have expressed interest in trading for the all-star guard, per Shams. The Knicks remain the favorite to lend Mitchell, thanks to a large part in their ability to trade up to 8 future first-round picks. However, Shams reported negotiations have been progressing slowly, and the two sides are nowhere close to reaching a trade. The Jazz have been patient in trade talks, letting the market play itself out rather than jumping on the first offer. Mitchell has 3 years remaining on his contract, so the team can afford to be patient, even as it's become obvious the front office is angling for a full-scale rebuild. And you get to the bottom of this article, it really breaks down that the Knicks are definitely the team that's most likely going to land Donovan Mitchell if he is indeed traded. Because if you look at the teams that are interested, there's not really a lot of assets that they can give up for Donovan Mitchell. And at the end of the article, it says, the overwhelming likelihood is that Mitchell is playing at Madison Square Garden or in Salt Lake City when the season tips off. So this isn't really like breaking news to the point where, you know, other teams are interested in Donovan Mitchell. It's obvious that there's going to be franchises around the NBA that's calling the Utah Jazz that are expressing interest, and that's really not really the big time news. But what I wanted to talk about is basically the teams in particular that are interested, because if you look at those teams, man, no team can top what the Knicks are going to offer. We want to break it down team by team. I mean, the Washington Wizards, who do they have to offer? Not really any. They don't have the draft capital in order to do it. The Wizards could include a future couple first-round picks, Johnny Davis and other pieces, but I don't think that can top off the Knicks offer. The Raptors could. I don't think they're going to want to move off of Scotty Barnes. If you're honest, I don't feel like the Toronto Raptors are going to want to move off of him, and they don't really have the draft capital in order to afford that. The Hornets, they're not going to want to trade away LaMelo Ball, and the Hawks and the Kings, I don't know. It just feels like, you know, what this is telling me is that the Knicks are being patient. They're not going to, you know, make sure that they're just overwhelmingly going to match what Danny Ainge's price is by packaging in all these picks plus all the players. So what this really tells me is that the Knicks are holding on their ground. They're trying their best to make sure that the Utah Jazz and Danny Ainge understand that what they're offering and what they want from the Knicks, that being 5 or 6 first-round picks plus 2 of Quickly, Grimes, and Toppin, is just way too much. I feel like the Knicks are trying their best to understand that, okay, Jazz, we'll let you go out there and talk to the Hawks, talk to the Hornets, talk to the Wizards, talk to the Raptors. Let's see what they offer you, because our offer is nothing close to what they're going to be able to offer, because the Knicks, they have 8 tradable first-round picks. We have a lot of young talent on this team that is a lot of interest to the Utah Jazz. So I feel like that's really where we're at right now with this situation. But it is interesting that the negotiations have been progressing slowly and their deal is nowhere close to being done. So that really tells me as well that the Utah Jazz, they're being patient in this. They're not just gonna, just trade him to the Knicks because we have the best package. They're gonna go around. They're gonna talk to other teams. They're gonna see what other type of prices are out there, because we know that Leon Rose and the Knicks have gave them an offer that they're willing to accept in terms of trading away assets, but we just don't know what it is. We don't know how many picks it is. We don't know which players are involved, which players are not involved. There's a lot of rumors around the league about which players are involved, but I just don't really, I'm not going to take that as something that we should really look at as 100% factual. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of rumors and speculation regarding of who the Knicks are willing to package in a trade or not. We heard rumors that they're trying to make sure they keep Quentin Grimes. They're trying to keep Obi Toppin. They're trying to keep Emmanuel Quickly. I don't know if it's possible to keep all three of those guys. Maybe one of the three will be traded. That will be the best case scenario, in my opinion. If we can hold on to 2 of 3 of Obi, Quickly, and Grimes, and we still can get Donovan Mitchell, that is an absolute home run for this New York Knicks, because I still genuinely believe, I'm on the stance of getting Donovan Mitchell to the New York Knicks would do so much for this franchise for so many reasons, not only this season, but for the future of this franchise. What it does is it brings an established star to the New York Knicks that's not washed up. He's entering the prime of his career. He's in the prime of his career, 25 years old, turning 26 this season, 3-time All-Star, a guy that is an offensive juggernaut, 3-level scorer. You guys don't need me to break down Donovan Mitchell's game. You guys know how much of a talent he really is. But what that does is you add Donovan Mitchell to RJ Barrett, who's an ascending star. You add him with Jalen Brunson. And yes, we might not be a contender this year, and that's what the narrative around the NBA is. Oh, why would the Knicks want to get Donovan Mitchell? It's not going to move the needle for them. It's not going to make them a contender this year. Well, it's not really supposed to do that. What it's supposed to do is it makes the Knicks back. It brings the Knicks an energy around them where we get back to the playoffs. We're making noise in the playoffs. And then all of a sudden, other teams and other players around the league are looking at the Knicks like, wow, they really are one superstar, one star away from taking that step to potential of being an Eastern Conference contender. And that's obviously the goal here, right? As Knicks fans, we don't want to just be good. We don't want to just make the play-in tournament. We don't want to just be a playoff team. We want to win a damn championship. And it might sound crazy as Knicks fans, but yeah, we want to win a damn championship. That's what this is all about. It's been so long, and I know that it's been a while since the Knicks have been, consistently good. And that's another thing that I really want this Knicks team to do, and I feel like that's what Leon Rose's goal here is to build a sustainable winner where year in and year out, we're in the playoffs, we're competing, we're not a play-in team, we're not out of the playoffs every year. It's not like we're in a rebuild. I feel like this Knicks team is in a really good position to sacrifice draft picks and sacrifice some players in the team for getting a star while still maintaining a lot of talent on this roster. Because if we can get Donovan Mitchell and still hold on to Quentin Grimes and Obi and Quickly, maybe not all three of them, that's unrealistic. If we can hold on to, say, Quickly and Obi Toppin, and then we get Donovan Mitchell, and the starting lineup is something like Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, RJ Barrett, Randall, Mitchell Robinson. Off the bench, we still got Quickly, we have D Rose, we have Cam Reddish, we have Obi Toppin, we have Hardenstein. Like, that's a squad. That is a squad. So I really hope that this trade gets done. But overall, what this report tells me is that the Utah Jazz, they're being patient. They're looking around the league. They're seeing what other teams have to offer, because I really don't, this doesn't scare me. Like, when I saw this report, I'm like, yeah, that's obvious, right? Only thing this tells us is which teams are the ones that are being interested in Donovan Mitchell. But at the end of the day, if Donovan Mitchell gets traded, he's going to the Knicks. I mean, I just don't see the Utah Jazz accepting an offer outside of what the Knicks can offer them. With the amount of draft capital we have, with the amount of young talent we have on the roster, it'll shock me if all of a sudden we see Donovan Mitchell get traded to a team that's not the Knicks. That's how I feel. It's a consensus around the league as well that what the Knicks have in terms of their capital, in terms of their trade assets, it's like no team can possibly top an offer for the Knicks. And I really feel like the Knicks have told the Utah Jazz what they're willing to trade, and they gave them a package, and they're waiting for the Jazz to accept it. And the Jazz are probably looking at it like, okay, we're gonna go around and see if there's any other team that can top that offer. And I have a feeling they're going to be like, okay, New York. Eventually, they're going to say, you know what? This is our only option. We don't want to go into training camp with Donovan. That's going to be a sticky situation. We want to go full rebuild. We'll accept the offer. And let's hope as Knicks fans, the offer and Leon Rose did something where he brought the price all the way down to the point where we get Donovan Mitchell and we don't sacrifice a lot of things. Because listen, I hear everybody that is hesitant to trade for a guy in Donovan Mitchell by giving up 6+7 first-round picks and Obi and Grimes and all these guys. Like, I don't want to overpay for Donovan Mitchell, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to pay a big big time price for a star like that in the prime of his career with 3 to 4 years on his contract. So I really feel like Leon Rose and the Knicks are doing a good job by being patient, understanding that they're not going to go up to the Danny Ainge price, which is just going to absolutely gut our roster, and it'll be a terrible trade if we do exactly what Danny Ainge wants. So I really like that the New York Knicks philosophy is, okay, here's our trade. Go out there, talk to other teams all you want, but there's not going to be a team that's going to top our offer. So let's see how this whole thing plays out. It's been really stretched out for so long, and I'm so tired of talking about it, honestly. I just want to see him come to the Knicks already or not come to the Knicks so we get an understanding of where this team is at. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section of this report and all the rumors speculating about Donovan Mitchell. Love to hear what you guys have to say down below. Like the video if you guys enjoy it. That really helps out the channel, helps out the video a ton, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Let's go Knicks. Peace out.